Central Java since the country's independence, and is administrated separately, although known as the heart of Javanese culture. There are several other non-Javanese ethnic groups, such as the Sundanese on the border with West Java, Chinese Indonesians, Arab Indonesians, and Indian Indonesians are also scattered throughout the province. The province has been inhabited by humans since the prehistoric era. Remains of a Homo erectus, known as Java man, were found along the banks of the Bengawan Solo River, and date back to 1.7 million years ago. What is present-day Central Java was once under the control of several Hindu-Buddhist kingdoms, Islamic sultanates, and the Dutch East Indies colonial government. Central Java was also the center of the Indonesian independence movement. As the majority of modern-day Indonesians are of Javanese descent, both Central Java and East Java have a major impact on Indonesia's social, political, and economic life. The origin of the name, Java, can be traced from the Sanskrit chronicle which mentions the existence of an island called Yavad Vip or Rice, both of which have been widely found on this island in the days before the entry of Indian influence. It is possible that this island has many previous names, including the possibility of originating from the word Jau, which means far away. Yavadvipa is mentioned in one of the Indian epic, Ramayana. According to the epic, Sugriva, the commander of the Wanara from Sri Rama's army, sent his envoy to Yavadvip to look for the Hindu goddess Sita. Another possible assumption is that the word Java comes from the root words in a Proto-Austronesian language, Awa or Yawa, used in Polynesia, especially Hawaii, which means home. An island called Iabadu or Jabadu is mentioned in Ptolemy work called Geographia, which was made around 150 AD during the era of the Roman Empire. Iabadu is said to mean island of barley, also rich in gold, and has a silver city called Arjuna at its western end. This name mentioned Java, which most likely origins from the Sanskrit term Java Dvipa. Chinese records from the Songshu and the Lengshu refer to Java as Shipo, where they began to call Jiao. In the book Yingyai Shenglan, written by the Chinese Ming explorer Ma Huan, the Chinese called Java as Chao, and it was once called the Shipo. When Giovanni de Marinoli returned from China to Avignon, he stopped at the kingdom of Saba, which he said had many elephants and was led by a queen. This name Saba might be his interpretation of Shibo. Java has been inhabited by humans or their ancestors since prehistoric times. In Central Java and the adjacent territories in East Java remains known as Java man, were discovered in the 1890s by the Dutch anatomist and geologist Eugene Dubois. It belongs to the species Homo erectus, and are believed to be about 1.7 million years old. The Sangaran site is an important prehistoric site on Java. Around 40,000 years ago, Australoid peoples related to modern Australian Aboriginals and Melanesians colonized Central Java. They were assimilated or replaced by Mongoloid Austronesians by about 3000 BC, who brought with them technologies of pottery, outrigger canoes, the bow and arrow, and introduced domesticated pigs, fowls, and dogs. They also introduced cultivated rice and millet. Recorded history began in what is now Central Java in the 7th century AD. The writing, as well as Hinduism and Buddhism, were brought by the Indians from South Asia. At the time of Central Java was a center of power in Java back then. In 664 AD, the Chinese monk Wei Neng visited the Javanese port city he called Heling or Ho Ling, where he translated various Buddhist scriptures into Chinese with the assistance of the Javanese Buddhist monk Jnanabhadra. It is not precisely known what is meant by the name Heling. It used to be considered the Chinese transcription of Kalinga, but it now most commonly thought of as a rendering of the name Aring. Heling is believed to be located somewhere between Semarang and Jepara. The first dated inscription in Central Java was the Kangal from 732 AD. This inscription, which hailed from Ketu, is written in Sanskrit in Pallava script. It is written that a Shaivite king named Sri Sanjaya established a kingdom called Mataram under the reign of Sanjaya's dynasty. Several monuments such as the Prambanan temple complex were built. At the same time, a competing dynasty Sailendra arose, which adhered to Buddhism and built the Borobudur temple. After 820 AD, there was no more mention of the Heling in Chinese records. This fact coincides with the overthrow of the Sailendras by the Sanjayas, who restored Shaivism as the dominant religion in the middle of the 10th century. However, the center of power moved to eastern Java, Raden Wijaya founded the Majapahit Empire, and it reached its peak during the reign of Hayam Wuruk. The kingdom claimed sovereignty over the entire Indonesian archipelago. Although direct